this whole idea of, leading with compassion. We have to learn how to lead with compassion. The Prophet ﷺ had a tolerance for mistakes. And this was the last, the thing that I wanted to mention to a lot of you brothers and sisters, man. When you're online and you're dealing with people on social media, man, you gotta learn how to be more compassionate, man, with people, man. A lot of you guys rush to judgment. I seen a post on my page yesterday that I had to delete, regarding, Abu Isa and the murder of his son. And the sister was like, I blame the mother. It's like, how dare you? How dare you? How could you be that insensitive during a time like this? You sitting from the comfort of your own home behind a computer talking about who you blame and who you don't blame. How dare you? Where do we get this insensitivity from? That you can sit back on your phone from privilege and talk about who you hold responsible and who's accountable for, the murder of a child. This is not the time or the place to address that. This is not the time for that. This is not the time to address who's accountable, who's not accountable. I'm sure the parents of that young boy the grief of those parents will eat them away. Nobody has to hold them accountable. They're going to hold themselves accountable. But we sitting here talking about, I blame the mother, why would, she keep a man around her son? That's it. Like, you don't know any of the details, none of the details that have to do with that situation. Yet you sitting here commenting from a place of privilege. You have got to be kidding me, man. Can we possibly be any more insensitive? Any more insensitive than that? You sitting here talking about who you hold responsible, who's accountable in your eyes. You got to be kidding me, man. And somebody sitting here grieving over the loss of their child. On social media, man, like Muslims, man, we need to be more aware of our insensitivities towards, issues that are consuming the souls and spirits of individuals, man, in our communities, man. It's not fair. It's not right, man. It's not right. It's not right. The Prophet ﷺ led with love and compassion. Even when somebody committed a blatant mistake right in front of him, he saw the mistake right in front of him. He led with compassion. He led with mercy. You understand? He led with compassion. He led with mercy. When the guy came to him and he said, Ya Rasulullah, halaktu, I've destroyed myself. He's already grief-stricken. There's no need to rub salt in an open wound. He said, Ya Rasulullah, halaktu, I destroyed myself. And the Prophet ﷺ, trying to calm him down, de-escalate the anxiety, he said, وَمَا أَهْلَكَكَ, what is it that is that serious that has destroyed you? And he said, I had sexual relations with my wife during the day in Ramadan. The Prophet ﷺ didn't say anything about the infraction. He led with what would help him get out of that state that he was in. He said, can you feed a poor person? Can you free a slave? Trying to help him get out of that state of anxiety that he's in, leading with compassion. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he said that أن رجلا أصاب من امرأة قبلة فأتى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فأخبره, that a man kissed a woman. He kissed a woman, right? He had a desire. He saw the woman. He kissed her. And then he went to the Prophet. He felt bad. He went to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and told him about it. Guess what the Prophet said? Did the Prophet say, you're a fasiq? You're a disbeliever? A'udhu billah. You need to fear Allah? He didn't lead with none of that. He led with compassion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the ayat, إِنَّ الْحَسَنَاتِ يُذْهِبْنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the ayat, established the salat during the day, parts of the day and parts of the night. Indeed, good deeds wipe away bad deeds. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said to the man this ayat, and the man said, Ali hada ya Rasulullah, is that ayat just for me? And the Prophet ﷺ said, قَالَ لِي جَمِيعُ أُمَّتِي كُلَّهُمْ. He said, no, this ayat is for my whole entire ummah, all of them. Not just for you, for everybody. Meaning, you prayed, so your prayer wiped away the sin. It's a done deal, man. Don't beat yourself up over about it. And another hadith on the authority of Anas, that a man came to the Prophet ﷺ, قَالَ أَصَبْتُ حَدًّا. He said, I did something that deserves the capital punishment in Islam. The hadith doesn't mention what he did. He just said that I did something horrible. I did something wrong. I did something horribly wrong, O Messenger of Allah, and I deserve to be punished. وحضرت الصلاة فصلى مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. And it was time for salat. So the Prophet ignored them and they established the salat. After the salat was over, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam turned to the man. The man said, "O Messenger of Allah, I did something horrible. I need to be punished for it." And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Hal hadarat as-salat ma'ana? Did you pray with us?" The man said, "Yes." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Qad ghufira laka." You forgiven. You prayed. Khalas, it's over. Stop beating yourself up over it. It's over. That's leading with compassion, helping people to navigate their anxiety. You understand? Helping them to navigate their anxiety, navigate whatever it is they're going through and whatever they're suffering from. That's the Prophet ﷺ's teaching, infusing mercy and compassion and understanding that there's some human elements to us. We're not robots. We're not robots. We're humans. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to differ. There has to be room for that human element, man. And, you know, what I see in our teaching of Islam is that, you know, this whole self-righteous attitude where we believe that we're better than this one, we're better than that one. These are the things that are contributing to our dysfunction. This clicking, you know, the Muslims, they click up, they go into different cliques. We like to talk about, you know, the brotherhood and sisterhood, but I mean, that's a farce, man. You walk into a masjid, you got a group of sisters over here in this clique, and this group of brothers over here, and this group and this clique, and the sisters are just, they're worse. They're worse with it. The niqabis and hijabis are over here, and the sisters who not covered properly, they're somehow despised and frowned upon and looked down upon. I mean, damn it, she's at the masjid. She's there. She could be out in the streets doing something else. She's here at the masjid. You're gonna chide her, and you're gonna give her a bunch of dirty looks to make her feel unwelcome and uncomfortable. She's here at the masjid. What else do you want? You have her here. Why not say a kind word to her? Why not invite her somewhere? Why not make her feel more comfortable so that perhaps she can keep coming? Perhaps she can put on the hijab like you. Perhaps she can get to a level like you. But it's almost like we don't want that. It's like we secretly don't want people to excel. It's like banks. You go in for a loan, they won't give you a loan because you never had a loan. You don't have no bank history, you know. So it's like you won't give me no credit because I ain't got no credit. But I can't establish any credit because you won't give me no credit. We go into the masjid, it's like, I don't know you. You're not a part of my clique. Okay, but I'm trying to become part of the masjid, a part of the community, but you won't welcome me in. It's like, what else am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to go outside of the masjid and go become righteous and then come back? It's just backwards. I mean, like, I don't understand that logic. Please help me to understand. I'm supposed to go home, go out somewhere, go become righteous, put on hijab, and then somehow find my way back to the masjid, and then you'll welcome me with open arms? And then you'll welcome me with open, and even then, you still got to check my Aqidah. You got to check who I take from, who my sheikhs are. God forbid you listen to Shadeed Muhammad. You know what I mean? Like, you're still not good enough. It's still not good enough. This is the dysfunction that has us in the space where we are right now. This is the dysfunction, man. And it's sad. It really is, man. Because we have taken something that was designed to make us such better people, and we have taken it and we have become worse. Sad, man. It really is. It almost reminds me of an ayah where Allah says, وَلَوْ شِئْنَا لَرَفَعْنَاكُمْ بِهَا, that if we willed, we could have raised you with the revelation that we gave you. وَلَكِنَّكُمْ أَخْلَدَ إِلَى الْأَرْضِ وَاتَّبَعَ هَوَاهُ, but you held on to the earth and you followed your desires. We don't want guidance. We want the culture of Islam minus the spirituality. We don't want that component. We want to look, dress, talk like Muslims, but we don't want to behave like Muslims. We don't want to worship like Muslims. Serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Serve humanity. We want to pick and choose who we give. Like, how do you say, I'm not going to this masjid because it's a masjid of deviance? It's a masjid that is astray. Well, how in the world is the masjid supposed to be upon something that is correct, genius, if you don't go teach them? And then you condemn anybody else that goes there. Oh, he goes to the masjid of the people of deviance. It's almost like, here again, You want us to be dysfunctional. You want us to be dysfunctional. It's like, here you have a masjid that you claim is a masjid of deviance, right? You won't go to the masjid and teach there because they are upon deviance. So it's like they're supposed to go find guidance first, find the sunnah, find Salafiyah first, and then invite you back. Okay. Let me know when that happens. I'm just trying to make sense out of a lot of this stuff, man. Because it just, like when you sit back and you replay it in your head, you realize how insane these thought processes, these philosophies, you realize how insane this stuff is. So here is a masjid that you consider to be a masjid that is upon deviance for whatever reasons. They have their reasons. But you won't go teach at that masjid so that they can be upon what is correct. I'm not going there because that's not a Salafi masjid. Okay, cool. So then someone else decides to muster up the courage and go to the masjid. And then we condemn him. Oh, he goes to the masjid of the people of deviance. It's like, my goodness, are you serious? It's all a distraction. Understand? It's all a distraction to keep you distracted, to keep you off balance, to keep you with this dysfunctional approach to Islam. We will never get better. We will never prosper as a ummah until we cut this diseased part of our body. I know the Prophet ﷺ said that the Muslims are like one body, but sometimes you got to carve out that little piece that is diseased of the body so that it does not infect the rest of the body. That's just how it works. And, like the sad thing about it is that these individuals are still a factor. No matter how much we try to forget them, no matter how much I try to ignore them, no matter how much I try to act like they don't exist, still a factor. Right after this lecture, there'll be people coming to my Facebook page, leaving nasty comments, disrespectful comments. I'll post this on YouTube. They'll go to my YouTube page and they'll leave nasty, disrespectful comments, almost like I'm not even a Muslim. Now, I can't even say a Muslim because you wouldn't even talk to a non-Muslim like that. Here again, almost like it's a whole nother religion. And you got to understand, man, that this way that Islam is being taught, infused with hostility and animosity and hatred, this stuff has the potential to lead to, very aggressive and hostile behavior towards one another. And I mean, most of us are only 1 foot away from Jahiliyyah, and all it takes is the right situation to make us, resort back to behavior that, is not too far away from us. Understand what is happening. It's almost like it's designed for us to, even in Islam, to still act like Negroes. When do we refine our character and dignify ourselves using what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam left us? To become better, to want better. When does that happen? I'm waiting for it. And that will only happen when Islam is being propagated like that.